What is a parameter? Hi! In the previous video, remember I told you that in the function we wrote to print the variable a, we can use a method called parameters and arguments to get different outputs. So, in this video, I will explain about parameters first and how to use it in our code to get different outputs. So, let us see what is a parameter first. Once again, we are going to take our lift example. When you want to go to 3 of your friends' homes in the same building using the same lift, what will you do? For example, your friends live on floor numbers 3, 4 and 7. So, you will call the lift and press the button for that floor number and go to that floor to meet your friend, correct? Let me explain it even more clearly. When you want to go to the 3rd floor, you press the button for floor number 3 and the lift takes you to the 3rd floor. In the same way, when you want to go to the 4th floor, you press the button for number 4 and the lift takes you to the 4th floor. Finally, when you want to go to the 7th floor, then you press the button for floor number 7 and the lift takes you to the 7th floor. So when you press the button for 3 different numbers, the lift takes you to 3 different floors, right? In the same way, whenever we call our function, if we give 3 different inputs, we will get 3 different outputs. The input is like pressing the floor numbers and the output is like going to the corresponding floors. So we know that giving different input to the same function will give different output. Shall we see the method how to give different inputs? Let us take the same example we used in our previous code to print a number and let us see how to give inputs to this function so we can get different outputs. Let us go to Python and start from this previous code. When we ran this code, we got 13 as output 3 times. Let me explain this function again. In this function, to print a number, we are using the variable a. The value of a is fixed as 13. And that is why when we call the function 3 times, the output is always the same value of 13. But we need different output, correct? How can we get different outputs for this function? Since we are printing the variable a, if we give different values for a, we will get different outputs. Okay, so now that we know that we have to change the value for a, how can we do that? Let me explain. We know that variables have 2 parts. One is a variable name, which is a, and the second one is the value, which is 13. So we need to have a way to change the value of a. Let us see how to do that. First, let us delete the fixed number 13 because we don't want to have a fixed value for a. Now the variable does not have any value and it is empty. Can we leave it like this? No. It will give an error. Let us save the file and run the code. See, we got the red error. We cannot leave a variable incomplete like this. So, what shall we do next? Let us remove the empty variable from here and put it inside the round brackets. Wait, what? Is it allowed? Yes, it is allowed. We can put the variable here. This empty variable a is called a parameter. Now, the parameter a we put inside the brackets is actually just an empty variable. It does not have any value. Why did I keep the variable a empty? Because when a is empty, we can give different values to it. Yes, it is just like an empty candy jar. You can put any number of candies into it. But shall we call this function to check what is the output? Okay, save the file and run the code. We will get an error from Python saying missing an argument. Why did we get the error? Because as I told you before, a variable is empty and we did not give any value. So what should we do? We should give a value for a. How can we give that value and fix this error? We will see how to do that in the next video. For now, What you have to understand is that when you write a function, you put the variable name in the brackets. So here we have written a function to print A. So we put the variable in the brackets and this variable is called a parameter. And what is missing here? The value for the variable is missing. And Python also gave us an error. So where should we give this value? We will see that in the next video with the same example. See you all in the next video. Bye bye.